Let's bring in Florida Republican Congressman Mike Waltz. So, Mike, is it your belief that we fired a $400,000 Stinger missile at a $12 balloon, missed one of them the first time, it took it down on the second occasion? This one I think they got with the first shot. But do you believe that to be true? And if so, is it a problem?
Well, John, I was just looking at the article in Aviation Weekly that says the Northern Illinois Bottle Cap Balloon Brigade, a ham radio club, is reporting one of their balloons missing in action, and it was projected to be over Alaska and the Yukon on the same date it was shot down. So, you know, it's circumspect, but we'll see. I think, look, going forward, two questions. What, in all seriousness, what are the military gaps in terms of our radars, our sensors, our over-the-horizon capabilities in this near space altitude that the Chinese are clearly taking advantage of? And then number two, I still don't understand what our shoot-down policy and criteria are. And it can't be that if it's large and flying above civilian airspace, we give it a free pass.
Yeah, I don't think they even know. Kirby suggested that they're still working on it. But Nikki Haley this morning, appearing on America's Newsroom, suggested that the whole episode with the China balloon makes President Biden look feckless. Listen to what she said.
The idea that we would sit there and look to the sky and have a Chinese spy balloon looking back at us is a national embarrassment. The problem is that we have to start treating China like they deserve to be treated.
Does this administration need to change its position toward China?
Well, look, I think even more broadly than that, it's a policy of appeasement. When you look at Afghanistan, the Nord Stream 2 lifting of sanctions, doing nothing in the wake of the Colonial Pipeline, and how I believe that invited Putin to believe he could get away with it. And then now this, where Chinese global propaganda is saying, we told you the West was declining. We told you America was a spent power. We are the future. They can't even defend against a balloon. So I do think we need to get into a policy of reciprocity in terms of what they can or can't do, or what we can or can't do. We don't allow them, whether that's their diplomats, whether it's the espionage that we're facing, access to research laboratories and academia, and on down the list. And I think Nikki Haley's spot on.
Yeah, I want to talk to something else I know that you're concerned about, and this is a Chinese company, Contemporary Amperex Technology, partnering with Ford to build electric car batteries here in the United States. That company is tied to the Chinese Communist Party's United Front influence campaign. Ford says this, quote, Ford is accelerating the reshoring of America's critical supply chains. Ford will maintain full control of the new battery facility, which will be wholly owned by Ford with no foreign investment. It doesn't eliminate, though, the possibility of influence from China. And where do the raw materials for the batteries come from, if not China?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Look, this is industry responding to government policy. And when you have states like California banning any gas-powered vehicles, when you have the massive taxpayer-funded subsidies in the Inflation Reduction Act, then industry is going to respond. The problem is all roads lead through China when it comes to the technology, and we know their long, painful history with IP theft. And to your point on the raw materials, we are increasingly fighting for a smaller and smaller pool of lithium, cobalt, manganese that the Chinese Communist Party have gobbled up all over the world, and that our miners here at home aren't allowed to mine and refine because of restrictive environmental laws. And oh, by the way, John, some of the largest reserves of lithium, copper, cobalt in the world were in Afghanistan that we just walked away from. So the policy doesn't make sense. We're trading a dependency that we had with oil and gas. We moved to energy independence. Now we're driving towards dependency on our greatest adversary for the electric vehicle supply chain, not to mention solar panels and all of the other things they can control.
Lots of those rare earth minerals in the state of Alaska as well. If only we could get to them. Michael Waltz.
Only we could get to them.
Good to talk to you. Enjoy Daytona this weekend.
All right. Thank you.